Welcome to Sunshine Cathedral's Queer God Squad. It's Thursday, November the 7th. I am Bishop Darrell Watkins, the senior minister here at Sunshine Cathedral. With me today is Sunshine Cathedral's executive minister. He's also my husband, Bishop Robert Griffin, and Sunshine Cathedral's Minister of Connections, the Reverend Dr. Ann Atwell. Visit sunshinecathedral.org to learn more about our progressive faith community and how you can be a part of it no matter where you live in the world. And if you live in South Florida, be sure to check out the Sunshine Cathedral Center for the Performing Arts, offering entertainment for the LGBTQ+ community to benefit the LGBTQ+ community. If you enjoyed the Queer God Squad, please share this or other episodes with your friends, family, and social media communities. At Sunshine Cathedral, we want you to know that you are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
This is the Sunshine Cathedral perspective. Trans attorney argues trans rights before SCOTUS. Reuters reports that the ACLU's Strangio is representing a group of trans people opposing Tennessee's Republican-backed law banning gender-affirming medical care for trans minors. An American Civil Liberties Union lawyer will make history in December as the first openly transgender attorney to argue before the U.S. Supreme Court opposing Tennessee's Republican-backed law banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. Strangio, 41, represents a group of transgender people challenging the measure that prohibits medical treatments, including hormones and surgeries for minors experiencing gender dysphoria. The 9 justices will hear arguments on December 4th in an appeal by President Joe Biden's administration of a lower court's decision upholding Tennessee's ban. ACLU legal director Cecillia Wang called Strangio the leading U.S. legal expert on transgender rights. Strangio, who joined the ACLU in 2013, is the co-director of its LGBTQ and HIV project, helping the organization oppose laws targeting transgender people. Tennessee is one of the 22 states with laws targeting adolescents with gender dysphoria seeking medical care. Lawmakers supporting the medical bans have called the treatments experimental and possibly harmful. Medical experts, however, say that gender-affirming care can be life-saving and that long-term studies show its effectiveness. You know, when somebody tells you their lived experience, you believe them. Yep. If they identify as transgender, if they possibly don't identify as the gender with which they were assigned at birth, you believe them. Mm-hmm. That is not our story to tell. I don't have the statistics, but I would suspect that those living a transgender experience possibly could self-harm more than others. Mm-hmm. And anything that we can do to prevent that, we should. So kudos to the ACLU, the attorney. We will be watching this very closely. I would think. I know that I will be.
If I were Native American and lived on the reservation, and when I'm off the reservation have experienced, whatever, people are mean to me, say unkind things, or maybe just ignore me, maybe I'm invisible to them or whatever, I can come back to my community.
Right.
And people who've shared that experience, I can talk to them about it, and they understand. They're like, been there, yeah, that's the way those folks are, or whatever. And you get support. If I am the only black kid on the block, and all the white kids are mean to me, I can come home to my black family and talk about it and feel safe and loved. At least here is a safe place or whatever. So if I'm the only Asian family in town, it's the same thing. People are mean to me. I can come home to my Asian family, and queer kids don't have that.
Right.
And so if their church is telling them that they're bad, and if the neighborhood and the school is treating them like they're scum, and if their family's made it known that they wouldn't be supportive, you feel so alone and so afraid. Like your biggest fear is that you're just afraid all the time. Your biggest fear is that someone's going to know your truth, and then you won't be loved, or you may be harmed, or you may be put out. And so you've got loneliness and fear. And this is just from a little queer boy.
Yeah.
Little queer, sissy, faggy, non-binary. I can't even imagine how much more that must be true.
Yeah.
For someone who knows, I'm a girl. I don't know what all these testicles and all that's about. I don't know where that came from, but I'm a girl. Or the other way around. I'm a boy. I don't know these breasts, or I don't know what that's about, because I'm a boy. I can't even imagine. Or the intersex people, who's like, okay, this is clearly different. The doctor said that even though I have a penis, I also have ovaries. Nobody knows anything about that. So you must feel so alone and so afraid. And so that's what I want people to understand, that all these people make all these rules, they preach against it, and they try to pass laws. You have no idea.
That's right.
And some of us, we just wait, we bide our time. I'm going to turn 18 one day, and I'm going to go to the big city, and I'll find something. Other people don't have that idea or whatever. And that's where the self-harm comes in.
Yeah.
It's like, it's never going to get better.
Yeah.
And no one's ever going to love me, and I'm never going to be able to tell people who I am. And if I did, they'd hate me. And that's where the self-harm comes in.
Yeah.
And just by loving people for who they are and accepting people who they are, we could eradicate that. But this idea that these people who are different than I am, they must be monsters, they must be evil, I don't understand it, so it's wrong. And if I think it's wrong, then we need to legislate against them and preach against them and adjudicate against them. Why?
Yeah.
Why have we never learned that that's ugly, that's wrong? And so we're still fighting for voting rights, and we're still fighting for bodily autonomy, and we're still fighting. And these folks are just really beginning their fight.
Yeah.
And you act like they're just trying to take over the world. This is 2% or less of the population.
Yeah.
And I have known parents who have had trans kids, figured it out early, were supportive from the beginning. What a difference.
Yeah.
What a difference. These happy, safe. Their only fear is that once they leave our home,
right.
That's what they're afraid of. But it is so beautiful to see people say, yeah, I named you Sharon. I thought that was a girl's name. I thought you'd be a girl, but it turns out you're not a girl. I didn't know. And they just fix it, and they just love and support. And I just wish there was more of that. So Tennessee is wrong. And I'm trying to speak passionately about something that I kind of have like a parallel experience of. Yeah. This lawyer knows the law and the lived experience.
Yes.
He's going to kick ass.
Yes, he is.
And so I'm wishing him all the luck in the world, because there's so many people that needs this to turn out.
We'll be watching.
A certain way.
Indeed. Well, kudos to him and for the whole thing, making history in front of the Supreme Court of the United States, first of all. And I think more importantly for me, it is a reminder, probably for our community at large, that the T of our community is not silent. It should not be silent. Nope. It should have never been silent. And that we are all in this together.
Yes.
And that this is a major moment for the rest of our community to step up and support the trans community in this effort. Whether you live in Tennessee or don't, this is a moment to say we're all in this together, because this same thing can be happening to any subsegment of our community.
Yep.
So I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him for stepping up and leading. I'm proud of the organization he's associated with. And this is a moment in history. Let's hope justice prevail.
Indeed.
Absolutely. Well, that's today with the Queer God Squad. We want to thank you for joining us. We're here daily at 3 p.m. to have some fun and to discuss what our LGBTQ plus community is talking about.
Sunshine Cathedral is the world's leading progressive church, queer church, and progressive, queer, and God are words that naturally should go together.
We are all in this together. Remember that. You are God's miracle, not God's mistake.
Until next time, we are the Queer God Squad. Goodbye.
Bye.